What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and today I'm going to talk about the world's most famous SW, Amaranth. Amaranth, whose real name is Caitlin Saragusa, recently said in an interview that she would never recommend girls to start an OF, saying, quote, "It's not good for you. It only works if you're already an established creator." Now, whether or not her stance on the financial success of an OF creator hinges on having an established audience is valid, I have no idea. I don't know much about OF other than the fact that modern women essentially see it as a cheat code to getting rich, and that it's cost countless women their jobs, their relationships, their reputations, sometimes even their immediate family members, what with the shaming that goes on with these women, all the leaks and everything like that. But one thing I do agree with her on is that being an SW as a woman is not good for women. I think we all know and understand that the physical, emotional, and even sometimes spiritual toll that being an SW has on the female psyche. So many modern young women jump into OF thinking they'll end up like Amaranth. But the truth is that Amaranth's financial success on that platform is not typical. In fact, it's estimated that Saragusa has made nearly $60 million across all platforms since 2020. Guys, I'm here to tell you 99.9% of OF creators will never even sniff that kind of return. However, there is a very steep price to be paid if a given female happens to find herself in the seemingly enviable position of earning 6 or even 7 figures in the SW industry. Okay, so you're set for life financially. This is a good thing. But some of the top OF creators have come out and have made shocking admissions about the downsides of being a financially successful SW. One such creator by the name of Kimchi Princess or Princessa recently posted a TikTok video discussing the perils of SW and the toll it's taken on her life.
So it's been a year since I started my OF and my spicy pages, and I just feel super anxious today.
The first thing that stood out to me at the very beginning of this video was the fact that she said, "I feel super anxious today." The reason this is significant is because it's fairly common knowledge that 1 in 4 women in the United States are on antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, or some combination of both. This anxiety is a direct result of sharing their bodies with too many men. Again, women aren't physically or mentally designed to give their body to hordes of men. The popular documentary After Prawn Ends highlights the very severe and very real consequences of being in that industry. Countless female performers' lives were in shambles. Some struggle with addiction, some have issues with the custody of their children, and some are even destitute, if you can believe it. All of these life events are what make them depressed and anxious. So it should come as no surprise that one of the most successful OF creators says that she's feeling super anxious within the first few seconds of a video confessional.
And I wanted to just come on here and share some thoughts on my experience so far. I'm kind of scared to share my actual thoughts, but I just feel the need to say them in case anybody who's following me here has any sort of desire to start this kind of thing. I want to start off by saying that I definitely have a really complicated relationship with this whole thing, and there are things that I appreciate about it and have appreciated about it from the beginning, but if I'm being so honest, there really are so many downsides.
The only upside to SW for women is the money. That's it. And women have to decide if all of that BS that comes with that money is worth continuing with OF.
I'm trying so hard not to get super upset while sharing this, but if I'm being honest, my mental health since I've started this has just slowly been on such a decline.
And there you have it. Being an SW as a woman, it messes with you mentally again, proving that women simply are not designed to share their body with a bunch of dudes. And this chick's situation is even worse because there is video evidence of her body count on the internet. And as we all know, the internet is forever.
And I would say that it started maybe like honestly probably 7 months ago, where about like maybe 6 months into doing this, yeah, about 6 months, I started to get super burnt out. And I think a lot of the people who follow me now on this page are like kind of, you've probably come from like much older videos, you know, with the spicy page or OF like sort of being the topic. And while I did have such a strong start and it was so much fun in the beginning, after getting burnt out, I started to just feel really differently about like the types of messages that I was getting, and just, yeah, I mean, quite frankly, just feeling like sort of the effort that I was putting in to it still wasn't, I guess I'm trying to say there's no amount of money really that you can give me at this point, and I'm like willing to admit this now, there's no amount of money that you can give me right now to like make me feel like giving myself away in certain aspects, even if they're just a few photos or whatever online. It almost isn't worth it anymore.
So right here, she is now admitting that the return is no longer worth the investment. She said it herself, that giving herself away has started to mess with her mind. Guys, this is her female hard drive kicking in and telling her that the money she's made from doing things with men on camera was never worth it. Hell, she said she started getting burned out 6 months in. Guys, I'm here to tell you 6 months is not a long time. But when a woman engages in an activity that her body, mind, and soul can't handle, her firmware begins to push back. This is a normal and natural deterrent that the human mind creates to let us know when we are doing things that aren't healthy. This is why Kimchi got burned out in such a short period of time.
It's hard to describe this because I realize that when I have spoken about OF, that, you know, it's typically been in a light where it's like, you know, it's fun, it's art, you make money, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm being so honest, that really is like the only upside to doing it. Like just the ability to very quickly make extra cash. But I think again, like just over the course of a few months of like half a year or so, just going really hard at it, I think I didn't let a lot of like the messages get to me, but I was lying to myself, and I definitely think that it's like really worn on me over time.
Ladies, I hope you are watching and listening, because this is a very, very rare occurrence when a woman is actually honest about her choices. You see, gentlemen, the world wants us to think that men are so much more prideful than women, and to some degree we can be. But today, in today's world, modern women have much larger egos and much more pride than today's men. That pridefulness, combined with their ego, that causes them to tell everyone that everything is okay, when in fact, it's quite literally the opposite. Modern women very rarely come out and say flat out, I made a bad decision and I realize that now. Most of the time, they just double down and they continue that false narrative that getting your cheeks clapped on camera for all the world to see for money is empowering and fun. Then, when young attractive women see and hear this, they start their OF pages thinking they'll have the same success without the mental anguish that comes with the acts they perform on camera. Because again, these OF girls who double down, they don't talk about the downsides. But what these impressionable young women don't realize is that behind closed doors, the most successful OF creators, including Amaranth herself, cry themselves to sleep on their 10,000 thread count sheets because despite their 6- and 7-figure bank accounts, they're miserable. So knowing that most women in Kimchi's position feign happiness and contentment, I'll give Kimchi here a fist bump for keeping it real.
And it's not to say that I don't have like really good guys on there following me and like monetarily supporting me, even like checking in on me at times where I like, you know, earlier this year I definitely disappeared for a few months, even on here. But even with that, like just realizing that even those people are not people that I would call when I'm having a really hard day just makes it feel just so fake. And I'm not sitting here saying that like I ever got on there to make friends. Let's be honest, it's really just to make money from a bunch of horny men. But I guess I'm just trying to say that just know that if you are a person who's ever been interested in doing this, or if you've like ever been curious about it, there really is just like such a like I feel a little bit dead inside. I feel completely desensitized, and I don't know, like, not to sound funny, but I really don't feel any type of like desire or like attraction to men in general anymore.
There it is again. She says she feels dead inside and that she no longer feels attraction to men. Wow. And you want to know something? What makes this situation particularly tragic is Kimchi's age. I don't know, what is she, in her early 20s? And she's already mentally destroyed as a result of her choices. Plus, guys, the fact that she's no longer attracted to men, it makes OF an actual job now. She no longer enjoys what she does, which means she no longer enjoys the act of bedroom fun. Remember, at the beginning of her video, she says, hey, it was all fun and games in the beginning. I'm having fun, I'm making money. But it doesn't take very long for this lifestyle to start to take its toll. Imagine this. Imagine a woman having so much sex with so many guys in a short period of time that you literally get the attraction pounded out of you. Her cheeks have been clapped so many times by so many men, she doesn't even like the act anymore. And guys, I'm here to tell you, sex is awesome. We all love it. Hell, even when we have a lot of it, we still love to do it. But for this young woman to admit that not only does she not enjoy bedroom fun anymore, but that she's not even attracted to men, means that she is damaged well beyond repair. And like I said before, guys, she's young. She's still got her whole life ahead of her. Now, she goes on to say in the video that she's not a quitter and that she always sees things to the very end and that she won't quit until she's physically stopped. Jesus effing Christ, man. What this means is that she realizes that she is now trapped by the industry. She knows she can't make money any other way but SW. As a young woman in her early 20s, guys, this is a sobering reality. No wonder she starts to tear up towards the end of her confessional. And by the way, I put the link in the description if you guys want to check out that full video. Regardless of what you think of Amaranth, what she said is absolutely correct. Getting into SW is as close to a mental death sentence as it gets. And the more successful you are at it, the more adverse the side effects. Yeah, you'll make a crap ton of money if you happen to be one of the lucky ones. But as Kimchi said, at some point, the return is simply no longer worth the investment. Thanks for watching.